I have just made a delicious quick pesto from the dodgy herbs that were left in the fridge that I was going to throw out, and I was thinking, what the hell do I do with them? This is it. This is a coriander, dairy-free, gluten-free pesto that is epic in flavour, and this is one way to use up your herbs. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, ring the bell, ding, 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 ding. And I give you recipes and wisdom and philosophy, and I have special guests in the studio like healers and autoimmune specialists and people like that in this space, and you get a notification every week. So stay tuned, let's make this together. Finding some dodgy herbs in the fridge like I have done now. When I mean dodgy, I mean I've used this and I've picked a lot off it, and it was quite a big bunch. Actually, it was quite full. I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with the rest of this coriander? I was thinking like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to chop this coriander up roughly, right to the end. I'm going to keep those roots and put them in my freezer for one of my curries, which is super awesome. So this is a really quick recipe. Like I said, using up those dodgy herbs. This has to be coriander. So chopped up the coriander roughly by just running your knife through. And then smash a bit of garlic, just like this. It's just so cool. You're going to need some amazing olive oil, some water, a lemon, salt and pepper, which is just over here, but I'm just going to grab my trusty lemon juicer situation of epic amounts of glory, and some nuts. Now there's no rules here. You can use any nuts you like, and if you've got some dodgy parsley in the fridge, if you've got some dodgy rocket in the fridge, it doesn't matter. It's like completely your gig of what you want to do. All right, so nuts into here. Now, because I've only got a little bit of coriander, I'm probably using about half a cup of nuts. Actually, it's probably too much. I'm going to take some out. It's actually too much, Cynthia. It's way too much. So let's go 1/3 of a cup of nuts. It's about 1/3 of a cup. And I'm going to throw this coriander into here. It's just a little bit of pesto. It's not like I'm making a big jar of it or anything. Then I'm thinking to myself, oh, that dodgy basil that I found the other day in the fridge. It's just really great to use up your herbs this way. That can be chucked in. Just there was a little bit there, you know, like, what do we do with it? We can't throw it out. I'm going to use it. Okay. That bit of garlic. Lemon juice. How much lemon juice? Well, not too much. Not too much, because there's not a lot of herbs in there, okay? So I'm just going to do half a lemon, just like that. And I need salt and pepper. Okay. Got my oil ready. I want this to just combine. Does that make sense? It's like, as it's blending, I'm going to know how much oil to put in. And pesto is normally saturated in oil and Parmesan cheese. We're not doing that, okay? We're doing the opposite to that. We're not using Parmesan cheese at all. We're going to use savoury yeast or nutritional yeast. It just depends where you're from and what you call it. And this will give a little bit of cheesiness to it. And what's really cool as well, if you had the chili lying around, you'd chuck a chili in there, which is super cool because you get this beautiful flavour. So I'm just going to add like a little, just a teaspoon. Just a little teaspoon of this, just to give that little edge to it. That's always sitting on my shelf when I need it. Now, oil's ready. I've got some water ready. Taste it. Can you see in there, Gigi? It's kind of chunky, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. It smells good, right? You can smell that, yeah? So it's good to taste. Oh, yum. That's delicious. Okay, scrape down the sides just by pushing that back in. Okay, I'm going to add a splash of water because I don't want to add any more oil, just to bring it together. And I'm going to add a splash of maple syrup. Why, you ask? Because I want a little bit of sweetness to my pesto. It's my gig, it's my thing. It's a tiny bit, it's like half a teaspoon, like a tiny bit. Okay, we are ready. Take a look at this, Gungun. How delicious does that look?
Wow.
You can put this on anything. The corn chips as a dip. Like the world is your oyster. If I have friends coming over today, I've got something, a little weism to have some corn chips or some veggie sticks, and I don't have to run to the shop. And having that dairy component out of the way, it makes it really super light, you know, when the dairy's not in there. It really does. I've had pesto out and it's like, ugh. Okay, into a jar and then straight into the fridge. And there we have it, man, like a beautiful, I call it a dodgy herb pesto. In other words, the dreads in the fridge. And imagine now you have, look how much I got out of that actually. Oh, I can't believe it myself, I'm shocked. And I was seriously going to throw those herbs out. Like I looked at them and I went, my default setting went, and I went, like to the bin, and then was like, no, let's make a pesto out of that. And it wasn't a lot of coriander either, you know. How long will it last? Just depends. I mean, I would put this with a lot of stuff during the week. Probably get 5 days out of it, I reckon. Share it with some family. Put it on any kind of wraps. I have it with rice, broccoli tossed with potatoes, with some pesto and some rice, pasta, potato salad, eggless omelette. I know, right? Any kind of dressing. It's the way to go. See you next time.